years because they
Hello, everybody. Welcome to I think we're on meeting number 9 for the ballot access for Dr. West, or i.e. Hoosiers for Dr. West. We have a full agenda. I'm going to try to move into this as quickly as I possibly can. Can everybody see my screen?
No.
Who said no?
Me, Brad.
You can't see?
It's because I'm lost in something here. I've got your sound, but I don't have I don't have the visual. Go ahead. I'll work around it.
Okay, so we're gonna start, and I may go out of order. So just pardon me if I do, but we're gonna talk about volunteer opportunities. So we know our number one task right now is getting ballot access. However, not everybody that I've been in contact wants to do ballot access issues. So there is a document that I created called Notes, and it lists all the volunteer things that people can do. So, for example, when we're out talking to people, if they say, hey, I want a phone bank or I want to fundraise, but I don't want to do signatures, there's a QR code that leads back to the main website where they can sign up to be volunteers. Now, my question to either Israel or Rose is, when somebody fills out that form, will we get it, or do we have to do our own form?
if someone fills out the NDA form for like Slack and Social Roots.
No, not Slack and Social Roots. If they sign up on the volunteer page where they say what they specifically want to do.
That goes to Nation Builder, so I don't know that goes out to volunteers directly. That basically becomes a part of the greater database of those who have signed up for volunteers. But there's a form, a Google form. I'm driving now, but that I can send you that handles the NDA for getting into the socials. But that web form there, that goes into our main database. So
okay. So we'll move on to making numbers count. So my guesstimation is we're probably around 100 signatures. And that's me guessing. So we've got to figure out ways to get that number way up. I had already shared the news with Rose and Israel and Jack and Brad, all you know, but for this recording, I finally got my home church to let me talk about Dr. West, and that's going to be this Sunday at 11:15. I'm working on some other congregations, so as those come in, I will be doing that. I know that we haven't been as active as we'd like, so I'm still asking if anybody hears of something that we could be at, like a rally, an event, something in that sense. Let us know so we can make plans to be there. Also, I am going to bring up one other event that I definitely want us to consider going to. And let's see. And I'll get back to the agenda here in a second. So Comic Con is coming up. And
that's great.
Yes, it's coming up March 22nd through the 24th. I'm trying to find it here.
That often attracts a young crowd too, and from the psychographics. Yep.
I cannot find this. Okay, that's my bank statement. You guys don't need that. It's literally here. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go to my Facebook page. Oh my goodness. I am so angry. Sorry, but the reason I'm bringing this up is I can go, but I don't. I don't like to go petitioning by myself, because I don't feel safe doing it by myself. And I feel like if I can get somebody to go with me, I'd be more than willing to go. And of course, I can't spell. Let me slow down. So I will be asking you all an email who wants to go with me. I'm trying to get the times, but it's an all-day event. I know it's in Indianapolis. And we would be outside because it costs like $135 to get in, and I don't like comics that much. So we'll be standing outside. There it is. Okay. There it is right there. So it's Friday, March the 22nd, Saturday, March the 23rd, and Sunday, March the 24th. So I will be sending out a plea for somebody to go with me. I'm willing to go, but again, I'm not a fan of going places by myself. So if somebody's interested, they can let me know now, but I will be sending out an email. So here is the portion that we need to talk about: recruiting volunteers. Does anyone have any ideas about how we can recruit volunteers? I feel like we've tried just about every idea we possibly can, but any new ideas? Not everybody jump at once.
Have you been offering people when you've been out there, say, hey, because we've talked about this, so we're going to keep the petitions on the side, but these petitions, as we've talked about, there's going to be issues until we have the truly official petition in terms of whether the state will treat them as legitimate. But you could be talking to people and saying, hey, here's why I'm with the Cornel West campaign and why I want him to be the next president of the United States. And will you sign up to volunteer and help us with this petitioning drive? Because it's going to be a big petitioning drive. Have you been kind of pushing people in that regard towards getting involved that way?
We have not. We have not. So here's how I'll say it. Okay, so when somebody usually, and this is, I'll tell you my experience, when I was out collecting signatures, well, first of all, I haven't been able to collect them because I keep having swollen ankle syndrome. Every time I see, like, I'm going to go out and do it, my ankles just decide, okay, it's going to swell. But the one time I did go, people would ask how they volunteer, and I say, come to our meetings. But that's why I asked the question about the because I didn't know about the phone bank. I didn't know about the fundraising, and now I do know. I can now point them into specific directions.
Yes, get them to sign up to volunteer. Like we had a young woman, for example, in Georgia, and it was great because Dr. West was in Atlanta, and this woman came out, and she didn't only collect petitions, she was getting other people to agree, yeah, I'm going to go out and petition with you. And they were signing up on the website. Now, as you said, not everybody, petitioning isn't ultimately something everybody wants to do for a whole host of reasons. Some people are just too socially uncomfortable with it. Some people have physical issues with being on their feet. Tracy, comes up for me. I'm diabetic. I have to do petitioning here in North Carolina, but when I was young, I could petition for hours. Not quite the same physically for me anymore. But part of what we really need now is phone banking for volunteering, for fundraising, for bringing new people in. And like I said, when we were talking, have parties where, you know, people learn about the campaign, learn about what Dr. West is all about and what kind of president he will be, a president for the people, not a president for the corporations. And we are up against millions and millions and millions of dollars from the duopoly. So
Okay.
we want to make sure that we can fundraise in a way that can that fundraising is going to help us get ballot access in places like Indiana. So these are other things you could be doing that, you know, it involves kind of going up to people, and much the way you've been doing with the petitioning and saying, hey, let me tell you about Dr. West. And I see
Okay.
that Israel has
Israel,
his hand up.
Israel has his hand up.
Yeah, I just want to dovetail on what Rose said and add that the forms, Tracy, if you are out and you guys have people who you say go to this volunteer form, fill it out, and they're from Indiana, one, we can get you refreshed lists for Indiana just on a periodic basis, period. But if you have people who specifically know have signed up that way, if you let us know, we can pull that data so you can connect with them
Okay.
in the ways that Rose is saying.
Here's where, okay, so here is where I'm having my issue at, because I'm trying to find, and I stopped sharing my screen. So I'm trying to find the email where Alex pretty much told us, hey, keep collecting signatures. I know it exists because Paris emailed about the question we had, because Indiana, we can hold ours, right? We're gonna put Dr. West's name in there, gonna put our electors in there, but we can hold off and put the vice president's name in there later. We can actually substitute. Indiana does allow for substitutes. So we're at a disadvantage. So Paris and I were raising this question to Alex, and I can't find the email, and I'll have to go look for it. We just said basically keep collecting signatures. But now it sounds like, if I'm understanding, you all are saying hold off. And that's where I guess I'm still confused.
And let me see if I can clarify that. Before, when you were collecting signatures, it was in particular for Dr. West as an independent candidate. However, the new development is if we're starting the party there, it is
Yeah, we can
likely.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but let me clarify. We did the form in ways that we can fill it out later. The only thing we got in there is Cornel West president, period. That's all we have right now.
I got you, but what we're hearing from legal is that if we're going to do the party, whatever forms you may have may need to change. So instead of you compounding that work, we'd like to have, you know, the form set in a certain way. And to Rose's point, because it doesn't require any less signatures, but there's, I'm guessing, Rose, more of a legacy aspect, and that moving forward, we'd have this set up and done for, you know, the next time around as well.
But here's where I guess where I'm raising the issue at. That's going to be a problem with us, because we have until June the 30th, basically, because, well, July the 1st at 12 o'clock p.m. is the deadline. This is already March 11th. So you're talking about all of April and all of May. We're supposed to wait until Dr. West decides whenever he's going to get his decision, obviously. But if he's not getting to us in time, again, it feels like, to me, and maybe other people can talk about that, so Indiana is just like low on the priority list. That's what it feels like to me. And I'm just being 100% honest when I say that.
Well, no, I don't feel that Indiana's low. No state for us is low on the priority list. I guess that's probably the best thing to say. The other portion is, if we're starting a Justice for All party there, that should be an indication that you're higher up on the list, because that on our end requires more work than just as the independent in most cases. So it's not a matter of priority, just a matter of the logistics associated with it. And we want to make sure we're following as close to the advice of our counsel as we can. So it's not Rose, it's what we're being advised.
Okay, but here's what I keep getting at, and maybe I'm not saying it right. The Indiana form The only thing we have technically filled out is where it says, well, no, let me bring it up. Let me bring it up and I'll just show you what we filled out because that's easier. Because we've left so much blank that we know we're going to have to go back and fill it in later. We just said, okay, this is what we have to do.
Let me,
And
I will
And-
send you the California address, not to interrupt, but that's really the address. I will send you a Irvine, California address that is the one that
yeah,
should go
because
in.
we haven't, and I'm trying to show you guys this form because I don't think I'm communicating well enough what our challenge is because we have literally 2 months to collect what 45,000 signatures. I'm not saying we can't do it. I'm saying it's going to be a real hard job to collect that many signatures in that time. And we thought this decision was going to be made weeks ago, but now it's delayed again.
So, well, I mean, that's twofold. And it very well may be that the forms that you're using are usable. But I don't think Rose nor I have the requisite knowledge to make that decision. All we can
Understand?
do, so all we can do is offer you the advice that the lawyer has given us. Now, I don't expect that to be a very long turnaround. This is the idea is brand new about forming the party there. So I'm not talking about you guys waiting for a delayed amount of time. And in part, this will avoid the need for the vice president announcement, which again, I can't say for sure, but may be why the reasoning is to just form the party there, since it doesn't necessarily change the amount of signatures, but it may change the requirements necessary
Yeah.
for us to start.
So here's a blank form that they finally sent me. I haven't filled this part out. So basically, this box right here where I got highlighted, President candidate's name Cornel West, and then office of. Those are literally the only 2 things we have filled. That's it. We don't have this filled out. We don't have that filled out. We don't have this filled out. None of this is filled out. It's just this and that. That's it. That's the only thing that our forms have.
The best I can offer you is to tell you I can take it back to Mike and get back with you in the next 24 hours or so.
Yes,
But
because I'm like, okay, because only because we have so few, we have, like I said, 2 months to turn around 45,000 signatures. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 people, 5, and Mindy on the call. Paris is 6. So I'm like, okay, how are we gonna do that? And I get what you're saying, we should fundraise because that's why I'm doing volunteer opportunities. But I'm like, I just feel like if we're waiting until the last minute, we're gonna be kind of like stuck writing Dr. West's name in. And I'm like, a write-in candidacy is extremely difficult. And I don't want us to be caught in that situation. That's all I'm saying.
no, I understand. Listen, if I had the wherewithal to say, hey, go ahead with the forms that you have and do it, I would do it. But I'm not going to take. Ultimately, I'm going to take the advice of counsel because I don't want to sit in a situation where you do put in all of that work with your limited time and with the limited resources, human resources that you have, to find out that there's something that the state has decided that we need to change. So just let me speak with Mike and I will let you know one way or another, thumbs up or thumbs down, what the recommendation from us based on our legal representation is for you to move forward. And I appreciate the fact that you have a boatload of signatures and not as many hands to necessarily do it, but we want to make sure that we're doing it in accordance with the law.
Right. And that gets to my next point because we have an April 3rd training coming up where we're asking people who are from out of state to come to Indiana to help us to collect signatures. Do we still go ahead with that? The plan is to just go ahead with that training.
Considering where we are in the month, I would say yes, go ahead with that training.
Okay.
It wouldn't take us long to get that information. And you're not starting collecting that day. You're just doing the training on how to petition. Yes.
Yes, but then the schedule is April the 6th and April the 7th.
For people to actually get out there and start.
Yes.
Okay, so I can take that back. Can you email me first name at Cornel West 2024 so I have all of these items, mainly about the training, and I'll take that information back and I'll get back to you within 24 hours.
Okay, and you said that wait a minute, because I'm gonna not get this right. So hold on a second. Let me take this. You said your first name.
Yes, Israel, Israel, at CornelWest2024.com.
Is that right?
Can I see it? Let me see. I see your screen, but I don't see where you typed it.
Oh, I'll figure it out, but yeah.
I'll send it to you on Slack. Don't worry.
Yeah, thank you.
Or yeah, just write me on Slack. It's just a reminder so I know what I'm asking about.
Okay, so my next question is to not Rose. Where did Robbie go? Where did he go? He must have left. I don't see where they're at. Okay, Robbie, are you there? Robbie, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, you took yourself off of mute, so I can't hear you. So I'm gonna come back. So, of course, we've been doing our reports in terms of our outreach. I just talked about my outreach where I was able to connect to my home church, and I'll be there the 17th to talk about Dr. West's campaign. I know Jack hasn't made any contacts because this is his first meeting. Thank you, Jack, for coming. I appreciate it, and I hope you're back next week. Brad, have you made any contacts? Because you emailed me something about some contacts that you were able to make.
Yeah, I'm working with some people that were at the DSA Priorities Convention last weekend. I got some buttons out, and I had two people that were going to get back to me, and I explained what we were doing in the Cornel West campaign. So I don't. I had a couple people contact me. I'm not sure if they were the same people, but I'm gonna follow up with them. I'm getting them on my social media and contact lists, and I'll try to see what I can do to develop some new folks. But there were two people in particular who were interested. They came up to me. They wanted some of the buttons that you had given me and stuff like that. So I'll try to get that squared away. It's just that I haven't had enough time to figure out who is supposed to get back to me.
Okay, understand. Mindy, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, I know you made some contacts in Bloomington.
that's right.
I'm here too.
Oh, okay. Hello, guys. What contacts have you all made in Bloomington?
Well, I contacted Kim Morris. I sent you, she said, I'll be an elector. So now we have electors.
Yes, so what we're doing is we're keeping her name and Jack's name as alternates.
All right.
She knows a lot of people, and she's a teacher, dancer, and she's a teacher at IU. She knows a lot of
Okay,
people.
did you all give her the link to the meeting?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because she didn't register.
Okay. She's a busybody.
Sent her the link.
We'll try again.
I'm going to call her. I should call her tomorrow anyway, because remember what I did. I had to do the petitions all over.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why you signed up for that April 3rd train. Yeah, make sure you come to that train because I know you're registered, but make sure you're coming so you'll know exactly how the form is done. Okay, so we'll
Yeah,
have
I did
more.
watch that. I did watch the video on the training. I have
Oh,
seen,
watch the video and the
yeah, that
video.
you did. Where you don't you check off that little tiny box? You said
Mm-hmm.
there's a,
Yeah,
Yep,
she was
you're
just talking about that.
registered for April the 3rd training, so I'll pretty much be repeating it. It's pretty much exactly the same thing. Um, and I did. Now this question is for Rose and Israel. I sent a request to the events page to have this training listed, but I still don't see it on the page, on the Cornel West events page. Do I just do it again? Because I'm like, well, I just did it the first time. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'm
Yeah,
on
I
my car
can't.
phone, but standing outside the car. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you
Yes.
now.
I said I'll speak to Alex because there's once you submit, there's something we have to do on the back end. So when I get to my desk, I'll check to see the event, and if I don't see it, I'll ping you. But it should be there. We just have to basically press something to make it live.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're moving pretty fast on this agenda, and guys, thank
Yeah,
you for.
Tracy, just one. Sorry to interrupt, but before you move on, I just wanted to say, Alex and I are starting an initiative where we're helping with recruiting. So if you want to rope us into any of those contacts, um, from Mindy and Rob, if you want to call any of those folks to talk to them, and you want any of us, either of us there, just let us know. We're trying to do our best to help out as much as we can.
Thank you. And I have to apologize for my tone. I'm just like, I guess I want to see Dr. West on the ballot so bad that I'm just like, you don't even care about it. So
We care
I,
about you. I'm sending you a big virtual hug right now, so don't worry
I
about
know, but
it.
just like I don't want to be like that mean person because I want people to come back.
No, no, no. I'm from Miami. Rose is from Brooklyn. I'm sure we can take it.
Oh, we're fine. All right. It's
Okay,
not,
so
I just
well,
wish I could sort of get through that we don't not care about Indiana. We want to make sure that the effort is going to be acknowledged by the state.
right,
And
understand, and
that's,
that's why I want to
and
make my
that's,
apologies because sometimes I just get a little bit too ahead of myself, and I don't like to do that. So if you accept it, I agree. If you don't, I understand. Um,
I don't think you needed to apologize. That's all.
okay, thank you. Now here comes the next event, and boy, I'm glad you two were on this call. We want to talk about our April 22nd event. Um, it's our goal to have Dr. West come to Indianapolis in April. We feel like that's a good way to get like a boost in our presence. Um, we sent a letter. Of course, we haven't heard anything, and I understand the schedule is busy. Here comes the however. We also all agreed that since the space was a little bit more than we thought, we were all going to chip in. Did you all, not you, Rose, not you, Israel, but Robbie, Mindy, Jack, you should have got it. Brad, you should have got it. I know you can't do it, but that's okay. Did you all get my Cash App tag?
I didn't.
I did on my
Oh,
phone. No,
yes,
on
sir.
my phone, I have it. I downloaded the app.
Okay. So we need to, they're going to invoice, they're sending over an invoice next week. So
Okay.
I said I was contributing 175. Paris said he's contributing 75. Somebody else said 75. It was Sam.
Us. Yeah.
And then you guys 75. So I think that leaves us like $50 short.
We can definitely make that up.
Oh, come on. We could do that.
Yeah, so you all will get that. The space is really nice. They have a camera. They have like an audio thing where you can play videos. So if Dr. West can't be there and we have to get substitutes, we could still have a recorded message. Although, again, the goal is to have Dr. West in the house because technically he's been to Illinois 3 times, Michigan 3 times, Indiana
Yeah.
4 times. So I'm like, okay, you said Trump country. We're Trump country.
That's right.
He was in Utah and Salt Lake City, and that was just incredible at that bookshop. That was
We've
really,
been watching on
man,
his
that's
channel
awesome.
all of the,
Yeah, so I'm like, well, we could come. And like I said, I'm working on the alternative to try to find, if for some reason the schedule doesn't work out, that we can still do that event, because it's a flash community event, fundraiser, food drive. It's like all 3 of those things all wrapped up into one. So we're asking people to bring in canned foods, make a donation, hopefully listen to Dr. West. We're doing all 3 at one event.
We got it.
Mhm.
We're on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've talked about me being at the Rob, since you're speaking, now I
Yeah.
can hear you. Did you go to Tuesday's meeting?
I did. I'm way out of my league. You know, I'm on my cell phone, and these guys are really they're they're real content creators. That
Okay.
I
I
think,
just wanted to make sure you went, because I was like, well, I
yeah,
know
I
it
was
was
very
like,
impressed.
I don't know anything about content creation, so I'm just gonna let somebody else go.
It was really very, yeah, very talented individuals.
Um, Israel and Rose, I have one question for you guys. In terms of I'm just taking a step backwards, because I think we're going to concentrate on recruiting volunteers within the next couple of days. Um, when a person says they want to volunteer, you said that if we give them the QRG code, or let me backtrack this. Can we create our own volunteer form and just say to the campaign, well, here's who we signed up? Or do you prefer them to go to the campaign's website and then you all pass those down to us?
It's better if they go through the campaign site.
Okay.
That's the better way to do it. It just keeps us up on how many volunteers are
Okay.
come into our system.
Because I did have a couple people and I was like, well, go. I think she had said she went to the page and never heard anything. And I'm like, okay.
If something happens, you can always take that information and
Yeah,
get it.
that's what I've been doing. I've been like taking people's names and just emailing them the link. And this is we're surprisingly almost finished, guys. Jack, have you joined our Hoosiers for Cornel West Facebook page, or are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I was on Facebook, but I'm not now.
Okay.
I am on Twitter. Well, I guess it's X now, but
Yeah, we're not on Twitter. Have you got the link to join our Discord?
no, I am on
Okay.
Discord, but I don't have the link.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
email it to you. So Israel and Rose, what we did was we created our own Discord so that we could like post our meetings, and I wouldn't have to be sending people like a ton of emails and overloading people with it. So basically, whatever I get, I just put it on Discord. Like, okay, everybody, here it is. Because we can't put our meetings on Slack and we can't put them in social roots. Did I get that right? Social roots. So we did our own Discord.
I'm fine. I use Discord every day, but I'm curious is why can't you put your meetings on Slack?
We put our meetings on Slack, and I think Alex had emailed me and asked me not to do it. And so since I was like, you know what, I don't want no arguments, so I just stopped doing it and said, hey, I got this Discord right here.
I know YouTube, just because it's public. We weren't necessarily in support of putting meetings
And
up
I
there.
think the reason I did it is because not everybody has Gmail. You know how you can make a page private?
Yes.
But when you email people, they have to have Gmail. And I know at least 3 of us that don't have Gmail. No, 4. 4 of us
I have
don't.
Gmail.
Well, okay, but
I
No,
should
but
give you.
not you guys. I'm not talking about you guys.
No.
Or at least at
I'm
least 3 of us that do not have Gmail. I mean, I know I have it, but not everybody has it. So I'm like, okay, how can they access the meeting? I just put it in Discord, and that's just where I've been putting it.
I would say, no, not I would say, I am saying, using the Slack channel for Indiana to put your meetings is absolutely fine. I'm fine with you
Okay.
using Discord for your group, but you can put the meetings there. I would just hold off on putting any of those meetings on public sites just because it's internal information. So,
Oh no, I haven't put it on the internal sites. I literally put it on Slack. But
yeah,
you're
you're
talking
fine.
about just the Indiana portion of the group, right?
Yeah, put it
I'm pretty
if you,
sure I did that. I might not have.
and that way, folks who join who might not necessarily be a part of Discord will have access to. I know Alex and I had a conversation specifically about a meeting I saw on YouTube, but Slack is absolutely fine. That's what it's for. So do put your meetings there.
Okay, I will put it in the Indiana section.
Yes.
Okay, guys, this is going really, really fast, and I'm surprised because I thought I had a lot to talk about. I do. I got 2 more things, and then we'll be done. So I am working on, and I may have to assign, and I hate to do this to you, Jack, because you're new, and I want you to come back next week. I really do. But co-leading a group is a lot of responsibility. And so as Paris pointed out, I need to be better in delegating work so that I'm not overwhelming myself. One of the things we're working on is like, how do we fundraise for the campaign? Now, we already talked about the April 22nd event, which again, if they could let us know, hint, hint to Israel and hint, hint to Rose, if Dr. West is going to come to that, that would be fantastic. But I've been working on like a schedule. And so far, tentatively, it's called Every Day in May. Every Day in May. Hopefully, by that time, we'll have a VP nominated and we can just concentrate on doing a fundraising activity like once a week and signature gathering the other days of the week. I haven't quite worked it out in my head yet, but when I do, can I contact you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not going to be too much because I don't put too much on people. I may say, well, backtrack this. Do you know how to make flyers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because I can't use, I let my Microsoft account go because I'm trying to save money. And
Yeah,
I don't know how to use Google Docs at all. I'm just like, okay, it's here, but I don't
yeah.
know how to use
I've
it.
made tons of them.
Yeah, just to let you know, I have a degree in graphic design, so but I
Oh,
haven't practiced it in quite a while. I mean, I do. It's just that I'm kind of semi-retired because I've got another job and I'm also got other irons in the fire. I work with Veterans for Peace, and I also work with Move to Amend. So, but I'll do my best with this because I'm definitely very passionate about working with Cornel West or the campaign.
I'm glad you mentioned it. Do you know when there's going to be another pro-Palestine protest?
Oh gosh, I just seen that in my email. I'd have to get back to you on that.
Okay, because we were at the Poor People's Campaign here recently.
Oh yeah.
We had a really good turnout. I couldn't make it to the rally because again, my ankles have just been swelling up so badly. So I'm just like,
I
okay,
understand.
I gotta do something. But
wouldn't that be nice if we could get Reverend Barber and Cornell?
We can only dream.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think, Brad, did you say you make flyers too? Brad, did you say you've made flyers before? Okay, Brad is still on silent. So
Yes, yes, yes,
okay,
yes.
so I'll
yes.
put you guys in an email because I'm just like, I almost feel like picking up my Microsoft account again because it was way easy. I would just go create a PowerPoint, do a screenshot,
Yep.
there it was. But this Google Docs, this is not for me. It's just not. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Me
I can't
neither. It's a
believe that.
mess. It's
Oh,
not easy.
what the
Tracy,
heck is this?
hey, listen, a couple things. Number one, in the past few days, I've been made the liaison from the local chapter to the DSA International Committee, and I was able to start an international affairs committee uh, uh, in the local. So I'll be working with some folks who are part of the Palestinian movement. We're not totally set up yet. It's going to take a bit, but I'll be able to keep you guys posted on
Yeah,
all that.
please do, because I should have been that last one, but like I said, that
It
poor,
would have been a great harvest of
I know,
signatures.
but my ankle said, no, you better sit
Oh,
down.
I understand.
So I'm like, you better sit down.
Oh,
So I think I want to end this meeting by having us, well, mark your calendars for February the 18th, because we're going to be meeting again. You'll get
February, don't you mean March?
no, it's February.
No, it's March.
No.
It's March.
Oh Lord, it is. See,
You need a
March.
vacay.
Oh,
Vacay.
could you say that again? I need a vacation.
You need a
And
vacay.
March the 18th. March the 18th at 7:15 p.m. And last thing I forgot to mention, keep in mind, I'm still working on an in-person meeting. And the way I'm going to work this is we need to, even though we love Zoom, we're going to need to break away from, like at least have one in-person meeting. The idea is to have the group in Bloomington meet, to have the group in Gary meet, to have the group in Fort Wayne meet all on the same day, in Indianapolis, in person, but it may not work that way. So I kind of want to ask this last question, and then I'm going to ask Israel, can he stay? Because I got one more question for him. In terms of this week, what is it that you want to do to help the West campaign? I think I'll end every meeting like that from now on. What is it that you can do, that you're willing to do, to help the West campaign? And I'll start with Brad.
put me on the spot, huh? I think we're supposed to get together Friday, are we not?
We are getting together Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
Yes.
We'll let me work that, and I'll get that one together. Yeah, and I will try to get solidify the names of people who will be interested in coming aboard next week, and to help with the petitioning. Also, if you have anything you need to do is via, helping with the content, the flyers and wording and stuff,
Yep.
I'm fairly good at it. I've been doing quite a bit of that.
Yep. Okay, so I want to make Robbie and Mindy next.
Oh, I
What?
knew that was happening.
Yeah, you knew it, because I can't do Jack because he literally just got here today. It's his first meeting, so I didn't just want to say, "Hey, Jack, what are you
Oh.
gonna do?"
Understandable. We've been ping pong.
I want to
Walmart. We
get
were thinking about Walmart. We were thinking about well,
Basically, what we need to do, because it's so frustrating now, I have to go back where I got my original signatures, which is not much, but I mean, about a page's worth. Anyway, I would like to gather more signatures, get some volunteer help.
right, but where are we?
I always ask people, if they're interested in volunteering to help us with this. As far as the flyers go, well, as far as the petitions go, you said, it's out of pocket. So I wish I had a printer. We did the double-sided thing. I did the double-sided thing today. Is there any way I can? It seemed frozen.
That's all right. It's
Okay. Is there any way that I can do more petitions? Like if I need to, I hope to God I do.
Okay, so here's how I'll answer that question. We're not, because if somebody really wants to sign, we don't want to turn them away, right? However, I can't tell an adult person what to do and what not to do. Here's how I'll say it. So if they absolutely positively want to sign petitions, yes, but keep in mind this, that form, that can form, we're going to go back in there because we have our 11 electors. So we know we can put that on the sheet. We know we can do it. We know we got them. We got the 2 alternates, which is really good because that means we have 13 people, 2 more than we need. So that's fantastic. We know that we can put, and y'all gonna have to tell me the name of the party, Justice for All Party, and Dr. West as a candidate of it. So we're getting closer to having that filled out where you're not having to fill out as much as yourself. So if somebody absolutely positively wants it, I would say ask them if they can wait. But if they say no, begrudgingly take it, but encourage them to volunteer in other ways. That's literally the only thing I can say until we get, and we'll have, my goal is to have this all squared away by the end of this week so that we can just have it and be done with it. Because like I said, Indiana is one of the few states we do allow substitutions in terms of VP candidates. It's allowed. But we're trying to keep in step with the campaign nationally, so it makes more sense, and I don't want you to waste your time. So if they absolutely positively want to sign, yes, but I would say keep in mind to recruit volunteers a little bit more. I hope that makes some sense.
Okay.
So lastly, Jack, what are you going to do to help the campaign? You're on mute. You're still on mute.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, I can help with the flyers. That's something I could do probably right away.
Yes. Okay, everybody, we ended right at 8:02. So
okay.
we really did this. So if Rose and Israel can stay behind, because I got just a couple more things I want to get clarified. But keep in mind, now that I know I can post this, Jack, are you on Slack?
Jack on Slack.
No, Mindy I know is on Slack, but I'm asking Jack, is he on Slack?
Well, it rhymed, so.
Yup, you're on mute again, Jack.
Sorry, I'll have to check on that because I was back when I was involved with the People's Party campaign, but I'm not sure if I'm still on there or not. I'll have to check.
Okay, just let me know, and then I can send you an invitation.
Oh, okay.
So now that I know I can post this meeting in the Indiana section, that'll be, now I know I can do it.
Okay.
Can I ask you something, Tracy? Real quick? All right. Yes. Look, I want to be able to edit some of your YouTube stuff.
Oh, you have my permission.
Well, I think we have to do that. We have to well, okay, but I think we have to, you have to like give me permission. You have to go into your studio and into a YouTube studio and say that anybody, well, I don't know how that works. I don't but I'd like to do it. I mean, I do clip stuff, right? But I'd like to have partial ownership.
Okay, so ownership, I can tell you now that's probably not going to happen because I do 2 other podcasts during the week. Now that much I can just
It
honestly
would
tell
be
you.
good because I could really edit some
Right.
really good stuff.
What about
Other things.
editing? I guess we can't do editing of the.
Because I do 2 other podcasts that are non-related. Well, my podcast.
No, not your YouTube. Cornel
I am,
West.
but I do 2
The
other
site.
podcasts in addition to congratulations to Cornel West, the 47th president of the United States. I do 2 additional ones that have nothing to do with that. And I'm like,
All right, Mindy, what were you gonna say?
we'll
No,
figure out
I
something.
was thinking about, because Kim had suggested that we make a better flyer, that we let people know more about Cornel West. I can double side the flyers.
Look at the notes that I sent, that I put on the Discord. The QR codes are going to be really helpful for us because we don't have walking papers now. Okay, Jack, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
We don't have walking like things to give people to hand out, so the QR codes are going to be really helpful to use.
How can I use them when I guess, I have to put a scanning app in my
No,
phone.
you don't. I can just send you a picture of the app, and then you
Okay.
just point the sheet and have them point their camera to it.
All right.
All righty.
That's pretty much how it works.
Okay.
So, guys, if you don't have any questions, Rose and Israel, if you could stay behind, I'll see you all Monday. Remember the podcast, the audio comes out on Wednesday, the recording comes out on Thursday, and I'll connect with everybody else in the next week.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Right on, you too.
Thank you. Thanks for all you're doing.
Oh, okay. So thank you guys for staying. I'm going to put this on pause because I don't want this part recorded.